Hi guys, I am ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is the Rise of Cornoe, and Atomograd 17 finally has people living here. So we can now slowly start to gain a little bit of momentum with regards to construction and all of these kind of things. So if we have a look here, we should have some people waiting, which means that we can also come and grab these guys and say, well, where are you currently getting your stuff from? So your workers is coming from Vasistavi, but instead I would like it to please come from here instead, so from Atomograd. So if we do that for that one, that's going to be okay, and if we do a similar thing for this one over here. So instead of going to Vasistavi, where I doubt very much we'll get people, maybe we can just pick them up locally over here. Now, there's a few things that's currently under construction here, so we are trying to get a number of things up and running. So drinking water, for instance, in this area, I think is what we are trying to do. We've got reasonable amounts of cash, so maybe what I do is I go ahead and pay for some of this. It's 100,000 to finish that one off. Let's do that. How much to finish this one off? 48. We need to finish off this building here at... Oh, yeah, that's nothing. Let's do that. And we need to finish off this building here. That's nothing too. So we'll do that, finish that off. And now this should at least have drinking water. People should be quite happy. Heating should be happening. And all in all, things should be working. If we go here and just have a look at what we have and what we don't have, things look okay in this area. If we go over here, are they complaining about something? Building is without, and we cannot export wastewater. What? Oh, here we go. That's probably a bit of an issue. So let us quickly have a look. What does this look like? Oh yeah, we've got these three guys over here. So let us batch pay for them, please. And then that should give us a wastewater extract, right? Okay, so that is at least getting away from those. Now, what I think is a problem here potentially is we don't have any kind of walkways to deal with this. So what we might do is let's do kind of something like this, and then we'll kind of take it up there. And what we'll do is we'll have these go in there, so at least we can get some level of maintenance going. Now, at the moment, we're bringing in workers by means of... We cannot store, or we can... Buildings without drinking water. Fine. So drinking water is the big issue here. So let's quickly see where is our drinking water option. I think if we bring in something kind of into this area somewhere over here, we might be okay. So let us do that. So if we said from a drinking water perspective, we would like one of these little substation-y things, we could do it over here, meaning we can pick up both of them. Let's maybe do it something like that. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll also do a little bit of a switch here, just in case we need a little bit more capacity somewhere over here. So we'll do that, and we'll grab ourselves the piping. This is the bigger of the two piping options, and we'll do that. And for the time being, we'll just do like so. Now we can go upstairs, and what I think I'll just go ahead and batch these items. So that should give us drinking water, and that means all of this should now be working pretty nicely. Okay, so that's good. How many workers do we have here? 20, maximum 20. That's okay. I think that's fine. I don't necessarily need to micromanage that. We're micromanaging it through the bus at the moment. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now we've managed to set these things up. This is a new building that is now finished, and we can allow citizens to move in. They should have access to things. So happiness is pretty high in this area at the moment, and I hope to keep it that way. Garbage containers are overflowing. Okay, that makes sense. Because we are not currently... setting this up properly, and we do need to have a look at a number of different things. So I guess one of the options for us is just to put something alongside it, maybe on this side here. I think that could be okay. So let's quickly do that. Just we don't want to run into too many issues here. I'm going to try and... yeah, I think if we do this... I would rather push it a little bit to the back here. So if we try and do maybe something like that, we should be able to run a path through here. So then I want to do this. Okay, and we can go ahead and pay for that one. And then what we'll do is we will run a few different paths, right? So we'll run a path through there. I'll pay for it just so that we've got that going. And we would like to run a path in... oh, that's not working. Let's cancel that one. Let's try it from this side. If we did that, yeah, that's going to be fine. If we then did... fine. Let's do this. And what we'll do is we'll add a path in like so. And we'll... you know what? We'll just do that. Fine. We'll pay for all of those paths. And what we'll also do is we will construct all of this. And that means this guy should have everything it needs. And we'll give it some of that. So now it should be okay. The garbage container is overflowing, but hopefully that's okay. Now, what we do need to do is we need to bring garbage containers over this way, or garbage vehicles over this way. So let's fly over this way and see what is going on at the moment. I guess what is happening is as soon as we, and we saw this in the last episode as well, as soon as we get something delivered, it immediately replaces another vehicle. So we are struggling a little bit with this stuff. So while we have a look at that, so let's quickly see. We have some of these vehicles available. So from an age perspective, that's okay. I guess if we look at this, so we're currently trying to... yeah, so buses as well is a bit of an issue. So let's look at the list and let's just get buses into there again. And we do need ambulances as well, and we do need police cars. So let's quickly do something like that to try and resolve at least some of this stuff. And then snow plows, we can then bring snow plows in. And police cars we have, and we have, and then we have that, and that. We have rollers that we need, huh? We don't have any rollers on it at the moment. So what we could maybe do is select an extra blueprint, a roller. Yeah, so we'll grab a couple of rollers into the mix there. Should be okay. And that should bring up the rest. And we do need waste, so let's do... waste trucks, please. What? Is it garbage? Yeah, it's garbage. So let's get at least a couple of these guys. Not sure, because we still do need a few of the smaller ones in place every now and again. So I guess if we do that, that should bring forward a few of the things that we need. Hopefully fairly soon, right? That's kind of the plan. We want these items to be doing that thing. So how do we... can I know how many vehicles need to open the vehicle window? So I think, is it just the one, or how many of these vehicles do we actually need to be replacing? Is it... maybe it's just the one then, in which case hopefully we will fix it pretty soon, as soon as the next one pops out, which will be soon. I want to keep an eye on this and just check. Oh, did we? I think we may have moved some over, right? I think we may have. I'll go and have another look at it now. I just want to see, are we stabilizing on these vehicles or not? So that guy's popped in. He should immediately... yeah, there we go. It's immediately going out. Now, if I go back here, are we now okay? Or are we still waiting on yet another one to be replaced? I just can't seem to get ahead of that. Anyway, we've got a bunch of stuff that we're trying to do on the other side, so hopefully that will... yeah, here we can see already got some new stuff being thrown out. So this guy is at least working, right? But I guess we can grab a couple, maybe just one more from over here. So let's just grab one more on this side and just move it over. So at least we have 2 of them operating in this area. We do need to add a bunch more to this. Police here and doctors here in need of ambulances. But I think broadly speaking, things should be pretty good. It is dropping though. Okay, secret police is something that we may need to do. And what is this doing? This is providing government loyalty in this area. So let me have a look. So what are we missing here? What is causing people to be a little bit more unhappy, shall we say? Health risk garbage container is... What? Really? You can't get to where you need to go? Oh, man. It was not really the plan. So you can get there, right? So what if I... Oh, we've got something else in here. So why can't you... Oh, look at that. You can actually see it. You can actually see the garbage pile. Ooh, garbage piling up over there. So how do I... And I'm guessing... Let's try one more thing. If we do this and we pay for that, does that potentially get us to this one? It does not. My goodness. Okay, so can we get something in here? Let's see if there's something smaller that we can maybe squeeze in here. I always want the big guys, right? So if we could maybe... Yeah. So we'll do this. I didn't really want to do it that way. So if we did this, right? I think we can squeeze a path, right? Ooh. What is going on over here? Too sharp of a turn. Okay, so we can do that. We can pay for that. We can pay for this. And I guess now this guy should be able to go there. And if we check this one, who is it picking up from? It's picking up from at least 3 of them at the moment. Anyway, does not matter. What we're after here is to make sure we've got biological waste in place and we can pick up on the others as well. So a couple of biological waste and a couple of other items. Now, what I am a little bit worried about for the time being is let me purchase one of these guys, right? I'm going to purchase one of them, so hopefully they can go ahead and pick up at some of these locations, right? Where we've got the guys not currently being supported, right? Can we send someone to just come and pick it up here? Can I switch this thing off? I can't. Prohibit waste disposal. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. So if I go here, right? I've got the vehicles, right? So they will be picking up at a number of different locations where we're not currently serving properly, right? So the idea is let's have a look. If I prohibit waste disposal there, right? So now this guy does not have a place to do the health thing, right? So this guy will still not pick it up. So anyway, let's leave it on so it can do its thing. Hopefully they will go ahead and pick it up. Now here we've got obviously not serving it, and this is filling up pretty quickly. So that's another one that I need to quickly resolve before we run into problems. And these are the kind of teething pains that we always get when we start a new town, to just see that all of this works. So I guess something like this should be okay, right? We want that, and we want to build it, and we want to give it... So if we, for instance, do paths, right? So we want to be doing path like around this area, right? So if we do something like that, we pay for it, and what we'll do is we'll also tie in one here and one there, and we'll pay for that. Fine, that'll work. So that'll give us access there. At the same time, we might want to do something like... this, right? It's a little bit awkward, but we'll do it nonetheless. So now these guys should be getting here. So here we'll get some biological waste, and now they should not be overflowing at least. At least we now should have access to these, to both of these, right? And then the other thing we can look at is if we look at this, we can see where they will directly be going. So this guy is currently not getting access to anything. So again, we may just need to provide another one in this kind of broad area here. There's a lot of if tos and buts that we need to kind of make work here. So I guess if we do another one, say, in this spot right here, that should pick up on a few of these guys. So let's quickly do that. We'll get that built, and we'll make sure they have biological waste assigned. And now I just want to check, can we get there? We cannot, so we do still need to put some additional paths in place. I was kind of wondering, how do we actually run this path through here? I don't think we can make this work anymore. So if we did say something like this, and we tied a bit of a path in there, and we did that, now presumably now this will all be able to access this area, right? Beautiful. Okay, so at least the basics are now up and running in this area, and we shouldn't get too much stuff to be picked up, right? Yeah, this has been cleaned out. Okay, beautiful. Happy with that, right? And it's coming to pick it up over here as well, I guess, yeah? Yep, there we go. So this one is still not accessing here. So I guess the question is, do we... I think we do. If we run directly over here, and like that, and like that, and we pay for that, and at the same time we may just want to run it around here as well, tie in a few of those things. So hopefully what I wanted to try and check is, do we now get it over there? No, we still don't, so I'm going to do yet another one of these things. Right over here is the plan. So I'll do it, well, say something like this, right? Can we... Yeah, no, that's not going to work. So we'll do it something like this. So if we do that, give ourselves a little path that goes over there, and we tie in a road like that, and we'll pay for this, we'll pay for all of that, including this one, please. Okay, and now we'll add more biological waste spots in here, and then hopefully that means we are picking up at this one. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so now all of these should be working, and we don't need to rely on the little micro vehicles to do it. But what this also means is now we should be able to expand our operations a little bit. We want to keep an eye on their happiness. 88, 87, 86, that's fine. As long as we keep it in the 80s, I am all happy with this stuff, right? We just need to make sure that we are reported crimes not patrolled. Yes, I know that's a bit of an issue. We've got people working here. We may as well, drop that down a little bit. And what I'll do is I will pay for one police vehicle. What is the actual police vehicle that we're building these days? None of them look like the one I am building. Which police vehicles are we building? Let's quickly come back over here and see. Have we managed to... It's this one. It's the US style police vehicle. It's not the... It's this one. And that is... Oh, that's not too pricey. I will pay for one of them, so at least we've got one vehicle here that can do its thing, right? Okay, so where's our closest So we don't really have, so this one should be up and running and working. So the vehicle should be going over to fill itself up, I think. Okay, so crimes are now being patrolled at least. We still can get people. Anyway, we need to rush through building a few more of these vehicles, right? So the plan would be that we hopefully don't need too many more. Yeah, we're still struggling with these vehicles being a little bit too new. I mean, too old. And we're constantly needing to upgrade them. Anyway, what we want to do is slowly start building out additional items. And we've got buses, we've got people that can be picked up here. Now, the question is, I would like to grab an extra building. So let's grab, so what is this style? The panel house. If I just went and said, let's copy that one. And we kind of squeeze it in over here. It's got everything it needs. So I guess we may as well do that. So we'll do that. And what we'll do is we'll continue to run this kind of path around this, right? So I will continue that one. So let's continue the construction activities there. At the same time, what we can do is we can just tie this one in over here. I will go ahead and pay for that so that the construction can actually commence in this location. So people can work there. We can get the construction vehicles to come and do their thing. Let's just see who's been assigned. So a number of different offices has actually been assigned. So hopefully we will see construction activities start up and commence. So that should be fairly well supported. However, I'm just thinking the one extra piece that we may need to do is just run this through here and through like so. So I guess something like this is probably going to be useful. So let's pay for that. So at least these guys can walk around to various places. So we've got workers over here. That's got workers. This is people are accessing this. If we have a quick look, can everybody get here? Everybody can get here at the moment, so that's fine, which means everybody should also be able to get here. Good. So everybody has access to everything they need for the time being. We don't have anybody in the student kind of things. Building without power. Yeah, power supplies. We need to kind of bring that up to speed and support that a little bit better as we go into things. So I guess everything is looking pretty good in this location at the moment. Are we actively constructing any buildings, right? That thing is completely built. Wow. Anything else that we're currently building? Wow, there's a lot of stuff built here. Okay, so let's assign some construction here. So lesser construction crews. Let's see what we can do. Right, so let's assign them. Let's assign some lesser helicopters in here as well to come and work on the next big piece here. I'm happy to build everything, to be honest. And we'll also do a little bit of construction activities over here. This is the helicopters. So let's all the helicopters do their thing. And then what we'll also do is we'll give ourselves okay. What we'll do, I'm going to pay for this thing here. So this path that runs through here, I'll pay for that so that we can actually assign proper construction office activities here as well. And then we're going to start building some of these things. This has already all been built. So we can quite easily start to assign some construction. I'm happy to do that so that we can slowly get this going. Once we get this going, right, what do we do? This is the uranium conversion plant, and then this is the nuclear fuel fabrication. So we do want to get to nuclear fuel fabrication as well. Interesting. So maybe instead of commencing construction on everything, maybe we'll do one set of them. So let us go ahead and get lesser construction to work on both of those two. Right, so this should recommence construction activities here. That's the plan, that we start working on all of that. We'll get the mines, we'll get that, and then we'll do maybe one of these ones as well, also. Lots of little bits and pieces. This is a volunteer firefighter, but we won't be able to get this until we get run a train in here, of course. So let's just see. Do we need... Yeah, we do need this. So let's do that and... Okay, well, let's trim it back a little. Trim it back like so. And then let's do this and this. And I'll pay for that. And then we can get the next crews to start working on this as well. Because we do want to make sure that we continue getting our firefighters ready to go. This guy should be all good at the moment, right? So we will have this guy respond to any fires up here, which is what we want to be super duper mindful of. But we've got lots of vehicles coming in now to try and get the rest of this construction underway. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I would love to get the power slowly starting to move. And we do want to slowly build out some other bits and pieces here also. Now, I'm kind of contemplating we can add some more... oh, but, hang on. We are overloading this one already. So let us start by adding a little bit of extra power supply to the mix, right? So we can already maybe add an extra one over here to balance this out just a little bit, right? If we do 2, we'll balance it, we'll get less of an issue. This spot here seems like a reasonable spot for another one of these guys. I'll just tie it in like so, and then we want to bring it in down into this area. And we'll start the construction there, right? So we've got power now, and so there's no super duper rush on getting this stuff built straight away, right? So let's just make sure we're slowly working towards streamlining and improving those processes there. But I guess people should be reasonably okay here. Yeah, seems things looks okay. We're holding solid within the middle 80s. Dropping down a little bit, so hopefully we can keep an eye on that. We do have workers around that is able to go and work at various things. We should be okay with this. Oh, sewage tank is overflowing. Okay, that's the other thing that we obviously need to do, is we need to tie back into some kind of sewage arrangement. So let us quickly see what are our levels looking like over here. We can slowly just run it down into that direction. So let's find ourselves a sewage tank, sewage collector, right over there should be okay. Fine, if we place it there, and then we would like a sewage pipe to be flowing down to this, but I guess we'll need multiple ones. So let's grab a sewage switch. So if we just do, say, something like this over here, I'm hoping that means we can tie in pretty comfortably. So let's say we do it in kind of this location, right? Can we then tie in from there to here? Yes, we can, and we should be able to tie in from there. Whoa. Why doesn't it... okay, that's not quite what I had in mind then. Let's demolish that one. Let's go back. Let's try and get the modded version so we can... This is the modded version. Oh, that's the one I'm looking for, actually. So if we do that, we just want to go and run this one down this way. Beautiful. That'll work quite nicely. It's pretty pricey to build it. But I guess we will build those pipes so that at least we don't have any continuous issues with it. And then at the same time we need to build these little collectors here and provide them with tie-in points as well so that they can be maintained. Though the maintenance is going to continue to be a little bit of a challenge with all the various vehicles here, but I guess that should be okay. What is this? At least one garbage container is full. This has no workers. Workers come every... Yeah. Workers are on the way, I believe. But yeah, that will be an issue. We will need workers to get here a little bit more regularly to be able to continue into the winter at least. Okay. Oh, this has been built. People have moved in. Citizens' happiness is low, and I guess that's again Vasastavi. This area just about the 50% mark. And I think quality of flats has something to do with it, because everything else is pretty good, really. They really can't complain all that much. Maybe their government loyalty is a little bit low, but they really can't complain all that much. I'm not too sure. You know, I've been a little bit amused by this for quite a few episodes now. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. So we've got another one built here. So this immediately we're going to have a reasonable amount of workers available to be able to do that. Now let's quickly have another look at our vehicles. So vehicle perspective, we should have ambulances available. Yeah, there we go. Grab me 2 ambulances. 2 should be sufficient for now. Just want to come over here and drop them off at the hospital. So move yourselves over there and move yourselves over there. So that should at least be a little bit more helpful. And then if we pop back in here, we're now building a few buses, which again is immediately being used. And we're still short on waste vehicles. The rest of those vehicles are a little bit less of a problem. I mean, they're not going to be problematic straight away. So let's put a little bit more emphasis on that. And again, more buses is an issue. But at least it's starting to look a little bit better now. With some of these vehicles at least. We want to keep a reasonable stockpile of vehicles together. Okay, beautiful. Now, this is pretty good. And we can slowly start building up next areas here. Let's just quickly go over this direction. We should have... Unemployment is high where in Maladoc, which is over here. Okay, let's have a quick look at what we're doing here. We do have a train running back and forth to this area. So we should be providing reasonable workers here. We have lots and lots of workers in this area. What we're short on at the moment is the chemicals and the various other items. So at the moment... we have this. Okay, so let's quickly, I'm going to pause it for a second. Just want to have a quick look here. So this guy is bringing in some vehicles, I mean some mechanical parts, but we are, and then this one, the next one coming in, is bringing in plastics, which we still have a fair bit of, right? Where are you bringing it from? Yeah, so you are bringing in plastics. So plastics is quite available. So let's quickly go to our chemical production. And I see we have... yeah, here comes a lot of extra people in now. I guess we're just struggling to keep these guys at bay, right? What is this guy doing? Yeah, okay, it's picking up. Yeah, so we're doing... wow. We're trying to move a fair bit. Okay, yeah, here we go. We're doing pretty well over here. Lots of workers available, and we are producing chemicals at a rate that I'm hoping can sustain that. But maybe we're still being a little bit aggressive with our plastic production, right? Plastic production looks pretty good. So maybe we'll drop this down to maybe 50 workers only, just so that we reduce the plastics that we're actually producing. So that should give us like 6 tons a day, and use maybe 2.5 tons of chemicals. That would be about a quarter of what we can produce basically in this area. So this guy is picking up what exactly? Again, more of that is being picked up because chemicals... I don't know, we want to be seeing lots more chemicals being produced here. So the trains are coming in pretty thick and fast in this location. I'm not sure I can sustain many more trains into this area. I mean, look at how many trains are coming in here. And it's constantly delivering. So I think we're good with that. What is this guy doing? necessarily want you to be running through there and blocking this guy. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. So I think we're pretty good at this, right? We've got a lot going on here. I mean, wood, we're going to run out of wood very soon. This guy is now finally coming to pick this up and going back to Lipkapol with like 36 tons of chemicals. Yeah, so we've practically run out now. And we do need a train to bring in wood very soon, otherwise we're going to run out. So I want to check that, just make sure we understand what's going on with this wood distribution. Oh, it is by truck, actually. Okay. Did not think that's the thing. But anyway, we've got that coming in time. Okay, so where is... let me just double check. So this spot, right? Lesser cement and wood distribution. How many vehicles do we have there? Do we need another? How many places are we dropping the wood off? Maybe we need one more open hull. So let's quickly go that way. It's this vehicle over here. So let me just... Oh, that distribution facility over there. I think we do have an open hull ready to go, right? Yeah, open hull ready to go. So let's make sure to send you to this spot, just so we have that extra vehicle to make sure we're constantly providing more wood. Okay, so that we don't want to be running out. And similarly with the... No, gravel is going to be fine. So what are we using? Crops, wood, gravel, and oil. And crops is pretty good coming in by train, I guess. So that should be fine. So, I mean, our rate of production here is fairly strong. I mean, we're bringing in workers very quickly, thick and fast, and this is moving. And I guess the only other thing is to make sure we're maybe not overproducing on the plastics. So maybe that's really what we just need to dampen a little bit. Let's just go down to 40 workers there. I just want to make sure that plastic production obviously does need to keep pace with things. But we don't want to get too aggressive with this, because we want to be using the chemicals as well. We need the chemicals for so many different things that we can't be using it all for plastics. So what I'm hoping we see here is that chemicals are coming in. Yeah, so these guys are coming to pick up the chemicals. They will be moving the chemicals over... Where? Oh yeah, chemicals should be coming in over here. So we'll keep a little bit of an eye on these trucks coming over. They should be bringing in the chemicals, and that will be producing more of the electronic components and electronic, and you know, a variety of different things, really. Here they come. So we shall see chemicals being dropped in. Okay, so with chemicals being pushed in here, that's good. That's a nice big number of chemicals. And now we are producing electronic components at a reasonable rate. Right, so if we have a look at this, electronic components... Is it pulling electronic components through? Yeah, so we're pulling electronic components straight through. So this one is using 3.2, while these two are producing maybe, you know, not quite double that, right? Yeah, so really what's the situation here is our chemicals just can't keep pace with this level of production. So we'll need to expand that effectively if we want to make sure that that keeps going. But I guess just double checking things like our stockpiles of coal. Yeah, I mean, we're in such good shape from a coal perspective, so that's not really an issue. So really the next thing for us to do is grab another one of these guys. And I guess we won't be serving it in the same location. We'll need to build another one elsewhere. But yeah, oil obviously is of use here. This is an export train, right? No, this is a distribution train. I think this is an export train. And it's empty? Why is it empty? Oh, it's bringing in oil. Okay, okay. It just brought in more oil into this mix. But I guess another train can come along and go and export these items, right? Fuel and bitumen. We need to potentially get a little bit more aggressive with the export there. But that's okay. I guess the real thing for us to have a look at is just make sure that we continue to produce significant supplies of chemicals. Yeah, chemicals is really the big one. So let's have a quick, we've got another 28 tons ready to go now. And here we've wiped this out, but we should still have chemicals available over here. So the question for me is, can we see, what is this? What are these guys moving? They are moving plastics. Oh, breads and things, foods. Plastics, plastics, plastics. Okay. The question is, can we get a train supply? Before we run out there, are we going to get another supply of chemicals? Yeah, so this one is going to go and do that, right? So I want to quickly, we'll keep a quick eye on that, right? So we'll keep this train tagged here, and at the same time we'll have a look at that. And the plan would be, we want to see if we're going to bring the chemicals back approximately at the same time. I think the answer is no. We won't be there in time. That train is waiting. Yeah, I guess the answer is no. We won't get here in time. The question is it reasonably spaced? Still not picking up any chemicals. Okay, so now we're out of chemicals. The chemical train should be picking up chemicals soon. So should I... Maybe we should get it to run a little bit quicker to go and get chemicals, just to make sure that our production continues to work, because I don't want to run out of this. Now we've got lots of people able to work, but yeah, and there we go. Now we've run out of electronic components, so now the electronics production will slow down as well. But here comes the chemicals. The chemicals should be here soon. So I guess yeah, we're waiting on another train, not that train necessarily. So let's see, if we pop open this one and just say, so when you are going to go and collect chemicals at, where exactly? At the, here, what is this guy? This is picking up electronic components to go where? Industrial cargo tracer. Okay, fine. That's fine. This is still coming in. So you're picking up at, okay, fine. I think that is our chemicals arriving now. I don't mind us not having a continuous supply, right? That's okay. So that's come in. Let's pop back in here and say, so you're coming here to pick it up. And we're saying the custom value, we can click this one. At the moment, let's quickly go over to this building. I guess, let's just have a look at this. I guess it's this one, right? So 10% of that, so it's kind of waiting until it has 24 tons. So maybe what we can do is we can just drop that to 5% and say if you're at 5%, which will be like half of 24, so 12 tons, then you can send a train to come and pick it up, and maybe that keeps us moving a little bit quicker. I know more trains on the tracks, but maybe that keeps us moving a little bit more. So lots of distribution and logistics going on all the time. These vehicles are not being serviced. What's our construction activity here looking like? I think we're done, right? Everything is built, including our new one here, which is now... exactly. So now we shouldn't have too much of a problem with our power, right? Power should be okay. Excellent. So now in the next episode, we can come back and plan out the next part of Atomograd 17. These construction activities is coming along pretty nicely, I might add. So yes, our next, we will continue to do some construction in this area so that we can get the power plant up and running. I guess the first step is for us to get this up and running. We do now starting to see a little bit of critical mass around people living here, and I'm kind of tempted. Anyway, we'll get another building, try and get another building up and running here as well. So because we want to make use of all of these areas that we've got here. Maybe we'll spread buildings into here because we've got a pretty direct route to that side from here. Yeah, that should reasonably be working. Okay, so we'll build some more areas in Atomograd 17 so that we can have enough workers that we can start sending to this area. And that's going to really start helping us out a little bit more. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of just lots of stuff happening. I hope you've continued to enjoy this series. If you do, please do hit a like button and do leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.